watching the Go Crying to Walk In podcast. I'm Chef Cholo. You already know. As usual, we are powered by Hospitality News Magazine and Hospitality News Magazine Online. If you're looking to have your finger on the pulse of everything hospitality, look no further than Hospitality News Magazine. Today's a very special day at the Go Crying the Walk In podcast. With us today is the queen bee of the killer bees, Debbie Bowling of Pasta Pasta. Hey, Debbie.
Hello.
How are you today?
I'm good.
Don't be nervous, Debbie.
I am nervous.
Please, don't be nervous. This is like at the bus stop when I used to hold court all those years.
Yeah, right?
See?
Oh, my God, yeah.
Dominic, you know, our kids where'd Dominic go? You know, our kids used to ride the bus together, and we lived so close to each other. And I feel such a great connection to you. And when I saw that you that you got to buy Pasta Pasta, I thought that was just so cool and such a great story to tell, here on the podcast. So how long were you a waitress at Pasta Pasta?
20 years.
20. So basically when I moved in is when you kind of like started working there.
Yep.
You and then what made you want to go do that? You just wanted a second job. You wanted to get out of the house. You were tired.
To waitress?
Yeah,
I was already waitressing. I've been waitressing forever. I've Land's End days, Margarita Man's days, and Save-A-Lin.
So that's where you're from. You're from the South Shore, right?
I'm from Holbrook. Yeah.
From Holbrook. Yeah. And so you came out. You're in Port Jeff. You started to work. You wanted to work at the best restaurant in Port Jeff.
So I worked for Stephen Jules at Cafe Joelle as I was working at Save-A-Lin, and when they bought Pasta Pasta, was right at the time I was getting remarried, and I bought the house in Setauket. And he's like, "Well, we're buying a restaurant in Port Jeff. Would you want to work there?" And I'm like, "Yeah, that would be great. 2 miles from my house.
That'll be a little easier, yeah."
So, and it was great. It was perfect for me. My kids were still little, and they were in school and stuff. So
all the kids were born by the time you were there.
I started Emma. When I started working at Pasta Pasta, no, Emma and Luke were not born.
No, not yet.
Yeah, nope. They are Pasta Pasta babies.
The youngest of the killer bees.
She just turned 22.
I know, you're killing me. I'm feeling very old.
You're feeling old. I'm a grandma.
I know, I saw that. Congratulations
Thanks.
On that.
It's best.
That's Michael. So where's Michael live now?
They're in North Carolina.
North Carolina. So you're getting back and forth? Is that?
Every 6 weeks I go.
Don't tell me you're going to move to North Carolina.
If it was up to him and my daughter-in-law, I probably would. But
he likes having grandma around babysitting.
Oh, she's the best. It's the best.
Cute kid, yeah.
Yeah.
Well, you have very handsome children, Debbie. I have to tell you. I have to tell you. What the world really wants to know is what Debbie Bowling uses in her laundry detergent, because I've hung around your kids a lot, and their clothing just smells so amazing. Did I ever ask you that? I think I asked you that once.
Okay, so this is so funny. So my husband does all the laundry. I'm sorry out there to all the husbands that are now going to hear it from their wives.
Big Jerry does all the laundry.
And I remember when Emma left Setauket, the nurse is like, "I'm never going to get to smell Bowling laundry again."
I'm not the only one that felt that, right?
No, we hear it all the time.
In the gym, I would work out with little Jerry and Ryan, and I'd be like, everybody smells so bad here. You guys, your clothes, they just smell so good.
I say that at work. The girls are like, sometimes leave their aprons, and they're like, "Oh, if you have to take it home and Jerry has to wash them for us."
Yeah, but I think, you told me what Jerry puts in there, and I tried. It didn't really help.
Yeah, I'm sure you got to ask him. I'm sure he does a little extra. It's a little downy and a little snuggle this, and, he mixes a little this and that.
That's smelling laundry in the Three Village area. You hear that? Three Village moms, pay attention.
There you go. Yep, get yourself a husband that does laundry.
We're going to make sure we shout out the Three Village moms, because I heard when I had Dave in from the bagel store, he forgot to shout out the Three Village dads, and he got a lot of flack.
Oh, he did? I love the Three Village dads too, though.
Who doesn't?
They do so much good stuff. I
love following them.
A lot of talk on there,
a lot of chatter.
Yeah, well, there's chatter everywhere, isn't there?
Social media is what it's all about. You use a lot of social media, Debbie?
I do.
For fun or for the business?
For both.
For both, right?
For the business, I have to say, it's hard. Being a business owner, when all the good stuff comes, you're like, oh, great.
So do you designate a kid in the store? Young people seem to be more into doing this.
Yeah, so one of the girls that works at Pasta Pasta used to do the social media for a chocolate company in Setauket. And she's like, "Let me just take this over for you." So she does it for me. Yeah, she's getting married now.
Is she a waitress there? Or no,
she's a waitress.
She still works there.
Yep, and then she does that for me.
The dishes come up that look great. She takes pictures. She Instagram. You guys doing TikTok?
We don't do TikTok.
TikTok's hot. Then.
We should get on that.
Watermelon popcorn.
What's watermelon popcorn?
Oh, you haven't seen the watermelon popcorn?
No,
That's
I'm
my
old.
biggest fantasy, is watermelon popcorn.
Watermelon-
So it's somewhere in Asia, somewhere, I don't know where it happens, but the guy has this big pot of oil, and they throw whole big pieces of watermelon in the oil, and like it cooks in there, and the oil turns red. Then I see them dump a whole bunch of popcorn seeds, and the popcorn comes out pink. I don't know if it tastes like
oh, come
watermelon.
on, you have to be able to do that.
Okay.
You're gonna try it? You
I might
tried
do
it.
it in the backyard. No, I want to try it. I'm very lazy when it comes to being at home.
You know what? Jerry has one of those things that sits on the deck that you can boil up and.
You know what? I might have to do it. Your backyard is incredible. So I am sure Jerry's got lots of fun toys back
Oh,
there.
he does these days. Him and Luke with the smoker, and Luke does some of our specials every now and then.
Luke was like, he's cooking in the restaurant, or he
Yeah,
was.
he-
He told me he was going to go to cooking school. You talked him out of it, right?
I didn't talk him out of it. I learned the
I
hard
tried.
way. No matter what you tell your kids, they're always going to do. And he's, oh, you're not being supportive of my dreams. I'm like, I totally am. I'm like, but you have to understand all the things that I missed out waitressing when you guys were growing up, and holidays and
You will miss that,
weekends,
yes.
and you guys hated when I wasn't there. Do you really want to do that and not be, oh, I can do it, I'll be fine. And then COVID hit, so I was like, you know what, perfect time, throw him in the kitchen.
Yeah.
The guys put him to work, and he's a great cook. He did great on the back line, but
Yeah.
it's a lot, and we're very busy. It's hard for us even to keep people because we're busy, and the guy's like, oh,
The
we can
big
handle
cranks
it. And then
over
they,
there, right.
at the end of the night, we do sometimes 280 dinners on a Saturday
How many
night.
seats over there, Debbie?
100
100, and
we
we
have
do
100.
280 dinners on
on
a
a Saturday night. We could,
Wow.
easy. And and Luke is like, what are you doing? Are you setting the whole restaurant? I'm like, yeah, that's the whole premise, that we sit the whole restaurant. He's like, okay, well, maybe,
Maybe I'll do something else. Is he
So-
still playing guitar? I noticed he was
Yeah,
playing
he
guitar.
does a little of everything. I mean,
I
everything
see
he does great. But he's at Stony Brook now, going to be a
Awesome.
social studies teacher, which he should have been all the time.
That's what
'cause-
Cole. That's what my son Cole. He's in his master's program now.
Yeah.
At Stony Brook, same
So
school.
he's gone back and forth. A couple of my kids, it took them a while. They kept changing, but they end up where they're happy. So
Well, the most favorite of the Killer Bees is obviously little Jerry.
it's little Jerry.
He's the
He-
closest to me. He's my
he
main
loves
man.
you. He loves your dogs.
Oh, I didn't even tell him yet.
Oh no.
Tyson has left the planet,
Oh.
but I
he's
haven't. I
gonna
didn't want.
be-
I didn't want to tell Jerry over the phone, but I haven't
Oh,
told him
you're
yet.
such a good egg.
haven't told him
All
yet.
right, we'll tell him.
But Jen is quickly going to replace him, I think, with the
Listen.
puppy. Oh my God.
All right, well, don't go anywhere. His girlfriend has the cutest puppies you've ever seen ever, and they're looking for homes.
Really?
Yeah, they're like they're mix of like a poodle, cattle dog. They're
I'm going to get in touch with little Jerry later.
adorable with these blue eyes. These, oh my
As
God.
long as I don't have to pay too much. Mrs.
No,
Palmer's
no.
looking at very expensive dogs.
No, these are not expensive.
That's
I got
the kind
you.
of dog Chef
Sorry,
Cholo
Jenna.
likes. Yeah,
They're
she wants to
adorable.
replace our boxer with another boxer, but I think we can
Yeah.
get any kind of dog. We have
Oh.
two. We had 3 at one point, so now we're down to 2.
Two. I have none now. Sadie, we had Heather for 11 years,
But
Sadie for 14 years.
Oh, Sadie made it 14 years.
14 years.
Well, thank God Sadie didn't get along with Bailey,
Oh,
and
yes,
I
and
got
you
one of
got
the best
Bailey.
dogs on earth,
I know.
who has left us also, but she lived a long life and she had a great
She
life.
was so good. That was somebody who tricked us. It's like, can you just watch this for a little while? And then never came and got it. Remember that? And
Oh,
we're like,
God. I
"Do you
saw little
want-"
Jerry coming down the street with that dog. I said, Jerry, what are you doing with that dog? Oh, it's not getting along with Sadie.
Yeah, Sadie didn't like any other dogs.
No. And she's small, in
Yep.
stature. Bailey got very big.
Yep.
Yeah,
But
Bailey got very big.
They're like, please. I'm like, I don't want a dog. I love
I remember
being
I was
free.
like, I'm going to take that dog. I said, I'm going on vacation. We took an
Right.
RV to Niagara Falls. And I said, when I come back, I'm going to get that dog. I remember the RV was in the street, and Jelly was just walking the dog. I was like, okay, bring her in. Bring her in.
Yeah,
It
because
was
Sadie
awesome.
did not. Yeah, they didn't get along.
Little
but
Jerry's going to get married soon.
I hope so.
Yeah,
Yeah,
yeah.
I mean, she's young. They're like not too soon. I love her. She's a sweetheart. So
She's wonderful. I met her
she's
a few
good
times.
girl.
Yeah, yeah,
she's
a
good for my
kid.
Jerry. Yeah,
Killer
they all
bees.
have good ones. I'm down to one.
All
I only
right.
have Emma home.
Just
Luke's
Emma
out.
home.
Yeah,
Big Ryan just got married.
Big Ryan's married.
Superstar Ryan.
Yeah,
He
superstar.
may not be my favorite, but he is the biggest of the Killer Bees.
I think you're his favorite. Yeah, he's
No,
the biggest.
no.
Yeah, he's.
He helped me recently. I needed some advice on tree work. So I had him over the house, and he showed me around the backyard.
he's-
Told me.
Well, now he's doing the ironwork, and he sends me these videos from the bridge just to freak me out. And I'm like, don't send me those
No
anymore.
fear.
Oh,
fear.
no
No
fear.
fear.
You know, he's like on this little thing, and he's up and on the Throgs Neck Bridge, and I'm like, oh,
So,
Ryan.
do the kids work in the restaurant at all? Are they helping
So
out?
Luke still works there. Emma helps out hostessing when she's graduating from college in
She
May.
goes away, right? Or she
No,
goes
she's
here
at
in Long
St.
Island?
Joe's.
Oh,
and,
St.
and she'll
Joe's.
graduate in May.
And what does she want to do when she graduates?
So she's in healthcare administration.
Big nursing school.
Yeah,
over
so
there,
right now she's doing an internship at Northwell, and
Oh, Northwell.
yeah,
Great
she's
company.
doing an internship
Do a lot of work
there.
at Northwell. You know, the guy who runs Northwell, Michael Dowling is his name,
Yes.
English guy. He's probably one of the most amazing speakers I've ever seen in my life. We do a lot of Crest Hollow with them, so they're always
Right.
around. And a couple of years back, I had to have a hernia operation, and I had to go to Huntington Hospital. I had it done. And just from the minute to the end, the minute I checked in, and everybody just was so nice. The valet Parker was like, you know, they make you go out in a wheelchair.
Yeah.
So I was like, no, dude, I don't need the wheelchair. And the guy was like, no. He's like, he wheeled me like to the car. There was like so much extra service. So I saw Michael Dowling after that. You know, I was like, hey, Michael. I told him about my experience. I told him how great everything was. He said, Chef, thank you so much, but we're going to keep trying harder anyway.
Yeah.
And that's just the attitude that he has.
Yeah.
When he's at Crest Hollow and he addresses a room of 1,000 people, first thing he says is, I want to thank the waiters, the waitresses, and the staff here at Crest Hollow Country Club. He's just an incredible motivator.
You know, we were just saying that at the restaurant the other day. It matters. Like I'm, you know, working for the last people that everybody's replaceable. Everybody's not replaceable.
Not really.
It's
no.
okay to
People,
say I appreciate you.
People
Thank
like to
you.
think that, right?
Yeah, you know, I have no problem saying to my chef, I can't do it without you. I can't cook back there. You know?
don't mind telling them that?
No, not at all.
How long's your chef been there?
He's been there from the beginning.
So from Dennis
He's
and
been
the
there
other
from
guy.
Dennis. He started off as a dishwasher, yeah.
Oh my God!
Yeah,
Started as a dishwasher.
Yeah, most of the guys are there. Most of them are there 15 years or more.
Wow. Hey, it's your boy Chef Cholo from the Go Crying to Walk In podcast. And if you're like me, you yearn for that old school relationship between purveyors and chefs. Nowadays, they got me going on a website, looking up my own orders, placing my own orders. I don't even know if the thing's going to get delivered the next day. I got nobody to talk to. If you're looking for that old school service with aggressive pricing, look no further than American Food Connection. What you do is you call the number at the bottom of the screen, you ask for Danny, and you get it straight. You already know. Now, how did you handle that during the pandemic with the guys? Were you doing food to go out of there?
We
you're,
did.
You're a white tablecloth restaurant. Not easy to serve to go food.
So lucky. There was a doctor at Stony Brook, and I don't know why his name is escaping me right now. I'm embarrassed to say.
A lot of pressure.
Who right away called and said, we're going to make you essential. Before they knew restaurants were going to be essential, you're going to feed the testing site. So it was 238 dinners.
Wow.
3 days a week. He split it between 3 restaurants. And then after that, they really gave it out to the whole community, which was, you know, fair once we started opening up. But it really helped me a lot because the only good advice I ever got was from the old head chef, like who worked with Martine. And he's like, he works for Cisco. And
Who's
he, Jason. Jason's
Oh, yeah, Jason. Yeah, great guy.
best.
He always talks very nicely about you. Every time I
best.
see him, what a great guy.
And he said to me, make sure you pay your bills on time because when Sandy hit, the restaurants that let it go 30 days out and then you close for 2 weeks. Yeah. And I do that with at home, but I pay everything as soon as it comes in. I don't let anything. And the old owners were trying to tell me, oh, you don't have to pay it that soon. I'm like, it's like, then they're always going to expect.
You mean
like,
you pay on delivery?
I don't pay on delivery, but I literally go upstairs
30 days. Oh, no.
and cut
Before
the check.
30 days.
Oh, yeah. Everybody gets it in 7
Dominic,
days.
you wish you had that account, don't you?
I don't. So when COVID hit, I knew I didn't owe anybody anything. So I knew I was okay.
That's a really great feeling.
I had what I had in the bank is what I had in the bank. You know.
Some guys had 90 days worth of bills when COVID hit.
I don't know how.
Wow.
Like if I close my door tomorrow, I know I don't owe anybody anything.
Well,
you know.
Look at the carnage that happened. You know what I mean? Look
yeah.
what happened.
But I was lucky. Takeout was amazing.
So you did takeout?
Yeah, we did. We were.
Because you're not really a takeout place.
No.
You're a white
No,
tablecloth
and I don't do
restaurant.
any of the food
You're not
you know,
known
like
as a hamburger or anything
yeah,
like that.
no, we did. People wanted and you know what?
They
One
wanted your
thing,
food.
even like my husband was the one who said, he goes, "Don't change your menu." Everybody was like changing their menu and doing the family plans, and he's like, "Let them do that. Just stay pasta, pasta." And we stayed pasta, pasta,
Well,
and
I think that's really cool you
we
just said
just
that
stayed
because
who we were.
there were some people that not everybody could get away with that. And what I mean by that is like, listen, like you said, the restaurant's been there 30 years. You have a staple. You have people that count on you. You have people that come there and even if
Right.
it's a salad, they want it. A friend of mine works at a restaurant in Roslyn, like a steakhouse. Brian
Right.
Cooper, big steak. They don't do to go. They don't have that kind of program. But when COVID hit, people had to come and get the salad or get the sandwich.
Because you wanted to feel like there was still something
Normal.
that was normal.
Normal.
So, you know, if you came every year for your anniversary, they ordered takeout for your anniversary. And it was very
Wow.
weird, you know, as a restaurant owner, it was like, you know, put it in the back. You know, people would flick their trunk and they don't want you to come. And you're like, okay. Like in the beginning, it was so, and then it became just such a,
So what did
a
people would
flow.
come to the front door?
Yeah,
they would
we
pull
just
up in the
ran it out.
street,
Yep, we do.
you
And
would
now
run
we
it
still
out?
do curbside. I like curbside.
You still do it now?
Yep. If people say, "Can you come curbside?" Absolutely, because there's still people that are very nervous. That
Oh,
are
I
still
see
very
it.
nervous.
I see it all the time. I
And-
mean, we feed big groups of people, and there's
Yep.
still a lot of
There's still a lot of people that are
caution.
nervous. So if you want us to put it in your car, sure, we'll put it in your car. You
Why
know, the
not?
outdoor dining was amazing, and I will say Port Jeff Village was amazing.
They did a good job.
They did. I mean, they literally, when that came out, you had your permit in like 2 hours. You know, like they're
Are you
letting us keep it.
Still doing? Oh, so
Yeah.
you're keep. So the
Yeah.
town of Port Jeff, the village is letting people
Yeah,
keep that
people
little
loved
outside
it, and they're
dining.
letting us keep it. And I really think it adds to the community. Like people really, really like it.
How many
So-
seats did that add for you over there?
For me, they were great. And I will say, like, Terry was great at Toast because they weren't open at night.
So you
So
could
their
use part of that
permit,
patio.
they had 6 tables and I had 10. So I could
Oh.
really do 16 tables because I could share his space because it was permitted there. We didn't always do it because it was hard for the girls to run
To
down.
run
there.
over there, right?
But if we needed it, you know,
Right.
because you shut down, you know, at 25%, it was scary. And then you'd have people coming in once you open. They're like, "Can you just not seat anybody in this room?" I'm like,
Oh my God!
no,
we're going to seat everybody.
I'm sorry, but I'm
We're
gonna go
calling
to the,
people to come in
but
right
you
now.
feel bad, you know, because then you see it written up. They're like, "Oh, well, this one's,"
Yeah.
you know, and you get nervous, you know.
What do you think is the biggest change after pandemic? Let's just say in the town of in the village of Port Jeff. Any big changes that you've noticed in people or dining or how people handle
I
things?
don't think so. I think everybody's I think friendlier. There was a little bit of
I would
the.
say friendlier. Yeah.
I would say friendlier.
Yeah,
You know, there
good
was
point.
that little bit of the masked and the unmasked, and you know, coming in. There was that little bit of that. Like I always say, I bought the restaurant at a very, at a time where the Trump election and all that. You know what I mean? Where everything was
Yeah.
always heightened, and then through COVID, it seemed like everybody just got nicer.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? And everybody, and the outdoor dining, I still think it just gives it I think, a friendlier feel. You
Right
know,
on.
like because you're walking around and.
Anything new coming up for the summer over there? Are you planning anything special or new?
Well, they have all these crawls, you know, so we
What do
don't.
you mean like a crawl? What
so
is that?
they just did the macaroni and cheese crawl. They do that every year during the ice festival.
I saw the ice. You know, I try to go to the ice. I
Yeah.
happen to have the day off, so I don't know how the village does it. I couldn't park my car.
Yeah, you got to Uber in.
And I felt bad. Like I was like, oh, I just went back home. You know, I
Yeah.
live 5 seconds away.
Yeah.
But I felt like if I drove from Sayville, might be a little miffed.
Yeah,
But what are
it's
you gonna
hard to
do?
get parking. Like I try to say to my staff, and
New
I
lot,
do.
They have lot.
Yeah.
You couldn't park.
You
Ice
can't
Fest
park
was
anywhere.
a huge success.
And I think the thing with that is the macaroni and cheese crawl is so ridiculously popular. This
Really?
is like the 3rd or 4th year, and it's sold out. It sells out so fast.
So what do you mean by a crawl? They go
So,
to every restaurant,
you
eat a
get
bowl of
12
macaroni and cheese?
And you get samples. You get
Small piece.
$25 a ticket, and you get a little, a little
So
3
the
ounce.
chamber runs something like
Chamber
that?
runs it, yep. And the
So you-
chamber is very generous. They collect the money from that, but we do get it back. Like I've got.
You
they
get
were s-
paid for that even.
We don't get. They did give us a little towards the food, but I will say during COVID, like heaters. You need tables and chairs.
Wow.
Like they purchased it for the. You just had to submit your.
Oh, that's nice.
You know, so it does come back to the restaurants, which
and then
is
they
great.
have like a Dickens fest. They have a lot of
The
festivals,
Dickens
right?
is
That's
Dickens
huge,
is-
right?
Yeah, you just pray with all your heart it doesn't rain or snow. Like that is definitely my biggest money maker.
The Dickens Festival. It's 'cause
Dickens
it's the whole weekend, right?
And New Year's,
And
yeah.
New
if you
Year's
picked-
Eve.
Yeah, New Year's Eve, Mother's Day, but
Valentine's, you're very busy.
yeah, but Dickens weekend is because it's the whole weekend. you know, and you have the characters going around and they come into the restaurant and
Is there
they
something
sing.
Involved at the Playhouse that goes? Is there a play that
So
weekend too?
yeah, their Dickens play is amazing. So
Really?
the characters actually walk through town,
Right.
and then they come into the restaurant 3 or 4 times during the night. So people, I mean, I already have reservations now for Dickens weekend next year. That it's
No.
just an annual
People are
thing.
making
Yep,
reservations.
yep. Because they come in and the characters come in, and you know Marley will come in and he'll be do his little, you know, they do their skits. They stay totally in character.
And they
The
pop into the
carols, yep, and
restaurants.
they do parts of the play and they sing. The carolers come through. The little kids are adorable,
Wow.
and it
Wow.
really is a nice.
Well, I mean, I love living there. I mean, I've been there 25
Yeah,
years.
me too.
I love being so close to Port Jeff. A little weird at night lately.
Yeah.
I don't know what those policemen are doing down there, but maybe they'll figure it out.
I won't-
We're not going to go there.
Yeah, I'll tell you something later. Not the police. I love Suffolk County Police.
No, no, but there seems to be
Not
they're
the
being a
police
little
at all,
weird
but-
about things in town. Like you know, my sons go to Patchogue, you know, on the weekends, and you know, there's a
Yeah.
lot more
yeah.
strictness in you know the
Yep.
bar. You know, they went to a bar. One kid had sweatpants on. They were like, "Go back and change your pants." You know what I mean? My
Yeah.
son had sneakers on. He had slides on. They were from Burberry. They were probably $500 a pair, but you know.
Yeah, right.
And they were
but
like, you know,
still
we'll let
can't
you
wear them.
in because you're quiet, but you know, listen, you can't really, you know,
Right.
come in here with sandals on. So,
Yeah.
and they didn't understand it as young people. I was like, listen, guys, there's alcohol, there's bars, there's you guys, young people. They gotta like control the town.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? They can't let the town get out of control.
I don't think the town, like I think the town is a little slower at night than it used to be. I mean, I'm back from the park bench Billy's days of, you know,
Yeah,
it was
yeah.
really crazy. I will say I love going to Whiskey Barrel, a great group over there.
Yeah, what
but
goes
it's a
on
little,
in there? I see it,
I
but I've
love
never
it
been
there.
in there.
First of all, they're great guys.
But
you know,
there's food, or is it just
Oh
drinking?
yeah, no, it's food. Great burgers.
Right,
Really
great
good
burger?
burgers. Yeah. Good salads
You know, I
and the
never
drinks.
had a lot of time to eat
Bartender
out.
on the weekend, we love her. She's
Really?
great. Yeah.
All
Caramel
right.
apple margarita. Oh my God. so
Apple
good.
margarita?
Yeah, she makes great stuff. This
Not better
apple-
than Jerry.
Not better than Jerry.
Jerry's
but when
quite
I
a
go
bartender.
out, he is quite a bartender.
He's quite a bartender.
But yeah, she's great. It's a nice addition, I think, the Whiskey Barrel to town there. But it's more older. I don't see a lot of as much young kids. But you know, I had the vandalism on
Yeah,
the front of the restaurant.
I remember, yeah.
And Suffolk County Police were wonderful. You know,
They
unfortunately.
helped through that.
Yeah, but then they got hacked and all that happened, so it kind of got left
I
on the
just wonder
burner.
with the lawn, like people pull out a lawn chair and they put it on the sidewalk, and then I can't walk down the sidewalk, and the guy's sitting there with a lawn chair. That's the part I couldn't figure out.
Oh,
one
I didn't
time.
even. I've not seen that.
Yeah, there was like all these guys with their lawn. They had like folded whatever.
Were
I
they
mean,
from motorcycle guys or?
well, they were hanging around with motorcycle
yeah.
guys, but they were no motorcycles.
Right.
And then that entitled the kids to go and sit around.
Yeah.
What
I
about
don't-
the
I've
Gap?
not
What are they going
seen
to do at the Gap?
I heard somebody's taking the space.
Like a retail store
And-
or like food?
Well, so I've heard a couple of things.
Dominic, what's the score?
Part restaurant and part boutique hotel or something. That's what I
You're
heard.
kidding me.
Now I could be totally wrong, but then somebody said
Could they
restaurant.
build up or no?
I don't think
think
so.
Probably not.
But I get mixed.
Boutique hotel. You're kidding me.
That's
I heard like a store, maybe like a food store, Chris, like a retail upscale food store.
Okay.
Oh, see, yes, you're
Okay.
hearing something different than, like, so who, but I heard somebody's finally, it would be nice if someone came into there. I think when you see
It's
the
just not
empty
cool,
storefronts,
yeah. It's just not good. You want to have it full. I
You
mean,
wanna have it full,
especially
yeah.
in a village like that. There's so much action.
there is so, yeah. And I mean, I have great customers, and I mean, all those apartments going up there and everybody, I get it. I don't live in the 11777 area
Right.
code. For
But
me,
you do, Dom, right?
as a business owner, to me, it's all those people come walking down into town and it's just more business. And then, like, someone's like, oh, another restaurant's going in there. And they're like, are you nervous? I'm like, nope. Because
No.
when I started working at Pasta, all these restaurants are full. And if they can't get in there,
They go to the next
then they're
one.
going to come to us,
They go to the
like,
next
and
one.
people like what they like anyway. Like I love Fifth Season. I love John. I think he's nice. We go there, Jerry and I. We love to be at the bar, have
Yeah.
the drinks and the appetizers there. Whiskey Barrel, like the burger. Like you find your little,
Your little niche.
your
I
little
noticed you didn't
niche.
say Danforth. Bad service.
I think they're closed their restaurant right now. They're redoing the kitchen or something.
Good for them. They closed the kitchen at Danforth, Dominic?
Yeah, they're redoing it.
Good for them.
It does.
It's a brand.
Right. And I don't ever kid myself when people, I know we're not a 4 or 5-star restaurant. You know
What
who
does that
you
mean?
are.
Though? What do you? We're looking
I
for
love
Michelin
who
to
we
come
are,
through.
though.
No,
I like the regular, and we get a little bit of everything, especially when the boating season comes in, and you get
Right.
people. They're like, I eat all over the world, but it's so nice that and the same people that come from all over, like one guy that comes up from Florida,
That's what I'm
and they
talking
come
about.
the same time every year, and they're like, I come here for my cavatelli dish, my tortelloni with the 6 cheeses and lobster and mushroom. Like they know.
There's some
And
impressive boats that pull into this.
oh my God! And if
resort.
you don't have, and we have that one, the commercial real estate gentleman, Bob Cinto. He owns what is it, Shelton? He owns like a whole commercial place. He's the nicest guy. Comes
Wow.
over 3-4 times a week. Anybody who rents from him in his commercial, the offices, he brings each office one day. They come, they
Wow.
sit, they eat. And we know the whole routine. They're in, they're out, and then he takes them for ice cream, back on the yacht, and back to
And out.
Yep, and out.
Wow.
And it's like you just get your regulars, like
It's
who.
a hard choice of ice cream in town now.
Yeah, they go to I think they go to the window. I think they go
The
to
frigate.
No.
No.
They go to
To the window.
He takes them to
The
the
little
window.
guy in the
I don't
corner.
think he wants them. Yeah, that little guy that's to the left there.
Yeah,
that
yeah. I
little
like
alley
that
there.
one too.
I think he just, he's like, come on, like he's got his.
But I
thing
do
of-
kill wins too. I do like the ice cream.
Oh yeah.
I do like
Killings.
that. But honestly, I'm really a Ralph's guy.
Well, hey, little Jerry.
He loves Ralph's.
Little Jerry can tell you the opening day, like.
Oh, when they're gonna open?
Oh,
Well, I might
they
wanna know
call
that.
him, the one in Stony Brook. They call him like, we're just letting you know this is the date we're open. And that's how regular.
The guy that owns
He
the one at
is.
Stony Brook is very cool. I met him a
That's
couple
that's
times.
mostly where he goes. I don't know why he goes more there, but it's the
It's a spot.
funniest thing.
That's
and
his spot.
we walk up there and they're like, "Hey, Jerry," and I'm like, "Okay, that's weird, Jerry." Like, they know your name.
Little Jerry's
He
like
gets
that.
his
He's the
quart
man.
of his, blue Hawaiian ice. It's the funniest
I
thing.
love Ralph's Italian ice.
Yeah, they're the best.
Yeah. Well, Debbie, thank you so much for coming and hanging out with me
Well,
today.
thanks for having
This
me.
was awesome. You were nervous, but I see
I
you
was,
you
but
mellowed
I'm
out.
hanging out with my friends.
You mellowed out. That's right.
That was
Now,
good.
when I see you around the neighborhood, you make sure you tell everybody about the Go Crying to Walking podcast.
Oh, I will.
all
You
right?
know. Yes.
Remember, like and subscribe.
Okay.
Again, you're watching the Go Crying to Walking podcast. I'm Chef Cholo, and you already know. That's it.
There you go.